I know. I'm a bit late, and it's about time I reviewed another Acer's budget segment laptop, the Acer Nitro series. So here I am with one Acer Nitro 16, and this laptop is not that old. There aren't a lot of videos on it, so a quick peek. It features a new look, a 16-inch screen, and sort of high-end specs with i7 14 Gen and RTX 4050, which begs the question, is it worth? Let's find out. First things first, let's see the new redesigned chassis yet again. I mean, I get it. We as consumers wish for new looks probably every year, but Acer changes Nitro's look like it's a damn boggart. This time it fashions a sort of minimalist look, at least on the outside, with this matte black color and this Nitro logo on it with some light design on it that can sort of blend in formal settings. But beware, as when you open it, it's a whole different ball game with this cool Nitro logo engraved design on palm rest area, orange keys or amber as Acer likes to call it. And yeah, I'm not even talking about the orange color backlight. It's just the keys. They are orange, amber, I mean. And the Acer Nitro's signature, the highlighted gamer keys, that is the WASD and arrow keys, to shout and tell everyone that you probably are a gamer, for which you should be proud of. Nothing wrong in being a gamer. And of course, the air exhaust vents on the back and the sides, which also give away the gamerly look. It also has this air exhaust on the top of the keyboard, which actually does not bother while playing. And the new body is whole plastic, like what's new, and has average gaming laptop dimensions and weight, so again, nothing new there. But the build quality is sort of okay-ish with although little keyboard flex, but has a lot of top lid flex and has a fair amount of wobble too. Not too bad, but not too good as well. But the hinges are quite stable and indicates a good weight distribution, as the screen can be opened with one hand and with the help of this inward notch in the front of the laptop, of which by the way I'm a huge fan. Like, gone are the days of the outward notch. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Lenovo. But the screen doesn't go back all the way, just 145 degrees approximately. The bottom of the laptop is designed pretty well, but I feel it has lesser space to take air in. And here we can also see this factory seal sticker on the screw, which means that you are screwed, as you cannot upgrade it without voiding the warranty. Yeah, bummer. It has a full-sized keyboard, but the arrow keys, the numpad, and the shift key all are cramped, and I had accidental presses while using it all the time. It comes in orange backlight only, as said earlier, so no RGB, no effects, nothing. And it has a decent sized fully clickable trackpad with multi-gesture support that felt smooth to use. It has a dedicated co-pilot key, a dedicated Nitro Sense key, and a dedicated profile switcher on top, which feels like it should be the power button. But the power button lies on the top right of the keyboard. Weird. It also has these LED notification lights to show hard drive function and power function. Ports wise, it doesn't really shine, as it has only two Type A ports and one Type C port. On the left side, it has one RJ45 Ethernet port, one USB Type A 3.2 Gen 1 port, and one audio mic combo jack. On the right side, it has only one USB Type A 3.2 Gen 1 port that has always on functionality. The rest of the ports lie on the back side with one power pin, one HDMI 2.1 port that supports up to 8K 60Hz and 4K 120Hz, and one USB Type C Thunderbolt 4 port. The port situation of this laptop only has one downside, but a huge one. That is the lack of enough Type A ports and only one Type C port. I mean, it gives ports on the back side, it has Thunderbolt 4 port, always on functionality, and well distributed ports, but 3 Type A ports at this price should be a minimum. No, scratch that. 3 Type A ports in any gaming laptop should be a minimum, regardless of the price. Coming to the screen, it has a good screen with a 16-inch Full HD IPS anti-glare panel with a native resolution of 1920 by 1200, meaning a 16 by 10 aspect ratio screen, so a little more screen real estate for the editors. A 165Hz refresh rate and 9 millisecond response time, but it only has 45% color gamut and only 250 nits brightness, and it supports G-Sync for that tear-free gaming experience. I'm not too happy with this screen. I mean, at this price, 100% sRGB should be standard, and my god, this screen has so low brightness, it's uncomfortable to watch in a well-lit room. Anyways, moving on. It has no shortage of features, giving a mux switch, but it doesn't have advanced Optimus, so you would need to restart the laptop for it to take effect. And also, it has no IGPU only mode, so power saving mode won't really save much power. To make matters worse, it has a measly 57 watt hour battery that lasted no more than 2.5 hours in regular usage and 50 minutes of gaming. I mean, I myself say that don't expect much battery life from gaming laptops, but still, 2.5 hours, it's quite low. It has a 720p webcam and a mic with temporal noise reduction, but the camera doesn't have any privacy shutter or even any glass cover. It's wide open. It has Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.1. It has two downfiring speakers of 2 watt on either side of the laptop that sound good enough and loud enough. But the best part is that it has 1 year international traveler's warranty, so it can be bought by students and working professionals traveling abroad. After all this, let's talk about the juice this laptop is packing. It's got Intel Core i7-14650HX with 16 cores and 24 threads, of which 8 are P cores and 8 are E cores, and has an RTX 4050 with 6GB GDDR6 VRAM with a maximum TDP of only 85 watts, a 16GB DDR5 RAM clocked at 5600 MHz, and 512GB of Gen 4 NVMe. Personal thoughts on the general specs. 512GB of Gen 4 NVMe in this time is too low. It should at least be 1TB. And only 85 watts TDP of 4050 is generally used in thin and light laptops to keep the temperatures cool. But I guess Acer settled for reducing the price by giving 85 watts TDP of the RTX 4050 with this thick body. And this hardware gave the following Cinebench R23 scores, R24 scores, Geekbench scores, and 3D Mark Time Spy scores. And with scores like these, this laptop is easily suitable for hardcore gaming, streaming, coding, 4K level editing, designing work, 3D modeling work, and AI work, and should be a good pick for gamers, streamers, coders, machine learning students, and if you ignore the color gamut, it is also suitable for designers, game developers, architects, and editors. I ran some AAA titles on this machine with highest settings possible, 1920 to 1200 or 1080p resolution. Ray tracing was enabled, DLSS was enabled, also frame generation was enabled wherever possible. No cooling pad was used, and the room temperatures were at 18 degrees Celsius. And here are the results. Games like GTA 5, VALORANT, and Counter-Strike gave good FPS and were on the higher side. Games like Farcry 6, Black Myth Wukong, Spider-Man Remastered, God of War, and Shadow of Tomb Raider's performance was also great, and I was actually surprised that it gave such good results with ray tracing. However, Cyberpunk for some reason could not even touch 50 FPS. I know the ray tracing was on, but so was frame generation and DLSS. I guess there may be some error in my testing, but I was expecting about 60 to 65 FPS in Cyberpunk in these situations. So if any one of you is getting more than 50 FPS in Cyberpunk in these settings, let me know in the comment section. The temperatures were also well managed with no instance of temps crossing 90 degrees. Moving on, it comes with its own performance customization software known as the NitroSense software, which also has a newer look than the previous iterations, which can also be opened by pressing the NitroSense button on the keyboard. It has a variety of tweaking and customization options like system vital monitoring, thermal profiles known as the scenario profile, which can also be cycled through this button on the keyboard, and the light on the keyboard shows which profile is the laptop currently running on. It has many options, mostly the daily use, which is the regular mode, gaming, which is the performance mode, and quiet occasion, which is the silent mode. It has custom fan speed control that many high-end laptops don't have, and it has a mux switch, but again no iGPU mode, and it needs a restart to take effect. And it has some general use case settings like LCD override for that extra fast response time, battery charge mode, which basically limits the charge of laptop to 80% to increase the overall battery life. Next we have always on button, which can be used to charge your mobile or other devices even when the laptop is powered down. Next we have system checkup that checks for any issues with the battery, the SSD, or the RAM. And we have the app center, which displays all the installed apps in games for faster launching of programs, but personally I have never used this in any laptop. Talking about its upgradability, unfortunately, I do not have much details on it, as one, it is not mentioned anywhere, and two, it has a factory sale, so I cannot open it to check for it myself. But I am almost certain that at this price, it should have at least 2 RAMs giving 32 GB in total, and it should have 2 M.2 slots as well. This is purely speculation though, and if anyone has this information, please mention it in the comments. I will make sure to pin it. At the time of making this video, this laptop was priced at about 1,10,000 online, but you can get a much better deal on this at Creative Laptops exclusive Acer store in Ludhiana Kocha Market area. So do check them out before buying. Contact details in the description. This laptop has a fair bit competition, that is laptops with similar specs, which are as follows: AMD version of Lock with RTX 4060, AMD version of Lock with RTX 4050, 13th generation Lock, Predator with 14th gen i7 and RTX 4050, and Lenovo Legion. So overall, this laptop is a good pick if you are looking for a budget-friendly laptop giving good screen, good specifications, good performance, good features, decent build quality, and great thermals. Although I am a bit disappointed with the ports of this laptop, but all in all, I think this laptop is a good choice for students and working professionals who are not looking to spend a lot of money on a laptop. But personally, I think that this laptop could be priced below 1 lakh, where it would definitely hit the sweet spot and might be the best choice in that segment, as there are a lot of Ryzen 7 options with RTX 4050 and also options with i7 14th gen RTX 4050 by spending about 10 to 15,000 more. So either wait for the price drop, otherwise it definitely is a good pick.
If you liked the review, please like the video, dislike if you didn't, tell me about it in the comment section, and consider subscribing for more videos like this.